good day everyone, I'm Hurley of Barafy Reviews here, back at it again with my review for the Venture Electronics USB DACs or USB dongles, particularly the VE or the Venture Electronics Devastator and the Venture Electronics Odyssey Retro. Okay, before I proceed, I'd like to thank Venture Electronics or VE Clan for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Rest assured na all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core like I always do. Para win-win sa ating lahat, diba? And at the same time, yeah, I am quite surprised that Venture Electronics contacted me to review some of their newest products sa product line nila. Namely, itong Odyssey Retro and itong Devastator, which is the, their hotcakes, if I want to put it that way. Since, ayun nga, ang last na audition ko or na-review ko sa kanila is yung Odo, which I bought personally. And so far, it's so good. I mean, lagi siyang nasa laptop or whenever na kailangan ko mag-sound trip or mag-ask ng calls or mag-answer ng calls outdoors, I use that. So, ayun. And, they are quite probably interested din sa feedback ko, so they let me review these stuff. They contacted me to review these stuff. Okay? So, for those of you who do not know what is the Devastator and the Odyssey Retro are or is, these are the latest USB-C dongles from Venture Electronics. And for those people na matagal na sa hobby and know Venture Electronics, they are known to make bang for the buck products. Not only in USB DACs, but they are well known on their Monk lineup, the flathead earbuds, which I loved before. Yung Venture Electronics Monk Plus, I believe it's the 4th gen or the 2nd gen Monk Plus. Yeah, it was like almost a decade ago. And ayun, through time, they are refreshing the versions of the Monk Plus. And I'll be reviewing those two soon. Pero inuna ko lang muna itong dongles kasi these are the hotcakes of the Venture Electronics as of now. As you can see. So, again, the Venture Electronics Devastator can be bought separately or it can be bought as a bundle as well to their earbuds. Ilalagay ko na lang yung Shopee link down below by the time na I posted this video. Pero yun, you can buy this separately or yun nga, you can buy this as a bundle. And lahat ng Devastator sa base experience ko is nakalagay sila sa ganito. Actually, most of their products is nakalagay sa ganito. I mean, this is the most the most practical per se, in my opinion, when it comes to doing a bang for your buck products. Pero yun, if I have to nitpick, actually hindi nga siya nitpick but more of a suggestion. They could have included a case or a pouch for this one, but I understand na they can't do it kasi yung product itself, which we will discuss later on, and costs around $15. Under $20 lang siya. So, under 1,000 pesos. Which is nice. It is a nice touch and definitely a higher bar for USB DACs na nag-exist within that price range. Bakit kamo? Since si Devastator or si Venture Electronics Devastator is marketed as a powerful USB DAC. Yeah, powerful USB dongle. It may seem not much as you can see dito sa dongle na to, but this packs power. Okay, these are marketed that can drive a headphones actually. This can drive headphones. Yung nakita kong picture, this paired well with the HD600 ng Sennheiser, and that was like 300 ohms. And most dongles na ganito ang form factor nowadays can't drive that properly or can't drive higher impedance or hard to drive stuff. Usually pang IEMs lang sila, but yeah, the Venture Electronics begs to differ. This is quite a different take to them. And ayun nga, may kasama siyang USB-C to USB-A na just in case na gusto mo siyang i-plug sa, like let's say sa computer or sa devices na walang USB-C. Okay, So, unahin muna natin to si Venture Electronics Devastator. From the name itself, Devastator, I believe yung reference nila dito came from that movie, which is the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. If you know Devastator, siya yung pinakamalaking Transformers doon, na made ng Decepticon, na combined with, I believe, 6 or 7 different vehicles, mostly pang construction equipment, na ganun siya kalaki. But anyway, I believe ayun yung reason behind the name ng Devastator. Probably Wildly is a fan of Transformers. I've seen they are a fan of Star Trek as well. So this is not like nothing new, but in a good way, diba? So ayun, punta ulit tayo sa dock itself. As you can see, it is premiumly built in my opinion sa halagang 700 pesos. As you can see, unlike nung Odo na medyo yes, it is still premium pa rin naman, pero mas manipis kasi yung cable niya and mas mahaba. Which can be a little bit fragile if gagamitin mo siya on the go. While this one, medyo mas manipis, twisted na yung cable niya. It looks nice. I believe this is Litz cable, but I could be wrong since I don't really dig that much sa materials used ng products na nire-review ko. As long as it sounds good and it is up to par, then yun lang yung verdict ko doon. And ayan siya. And these are metal. Nice touch ng strain relief. I like that. Yeah, I personally like that. Most dongles nakakalimutan yan, but this one hindi nakalimutan, which is a good thing. It adds durability kasi and feels premium in my opinion. And ayun, this is in a 3.5 cable, 3.5 termination. Yung female port niya. But you can also have these for 4.4 termination. I asked Wildly about it kung may difference ba sa power na binibigay. He said na wala naman daw. So that is a reassurance that you'll get the full power of the Devastator regardless ng kung anong termination yung bilhin mo for it. Okay. So ano na natin yung build quality, yung compatibility. I had no problems with the Devastator sa lahat ng ng devices ko, given na all of them are USB Type-C and some of them have USB Type-A. And then, wala siyang naging problem, wala siyang hininging drivers or anything, wala siyang, what do you call this? Wala siyang hininging app, wala siyang need na app to fully utilize the Devastator itself. So, it is a good thing to me. And at the same time, I love na, surprisingly, meron tong DSD support. Well, not really like love in the sense na I don't really use DSD that much, pero a lot of people are asking me whenever I do reviews ng USB docks if it supports DSD, if it supports BitPerfect, this and that. Pero kaya ayun, it is a nice touch na ayun, itong Devastator supports the BitPerfect and at the same time the DSD support. I tested it with the USB Audio Player Pro. Gumana naman siya on my end, pero mas nababaran ko yung BitPerfect and yung DSD sa sa computer ko or sa laptop ko, sa FooBar to be exact. Meron akong DSD plug-in doon just to be sure, and nilagay ko siya sa exclusive mode or BitPerfect mode, and it had no problems. So it is a nice touch na it has the features like that. Also, it has a inline controls and mic support. I had no problems with it. Very responsive yung feature na yun, which is a nice touch for a dongle. Kasi syempre, most dongles are used on the go. Kaya nga dongle yan eh. On a hobbyist perspective, if gusto lang din ng static setup, then gugustuhin nila na magkaroon ng parang like desktop setup lang talaga, no? Save up invest, ganito ganyan. Pero for most people, this is a well-recommended set na doon. Okay, sa power naman, again, this is Devastator. This is marketed as a high-power USB dock for cheap, for under $20. So, ayun, I had no problems with the Devastator paired with all of my IEMs, headphones, and flathead earbuds as well. I had no problems. Kahit yung mga hard to drive ko dito, yung may mga pseudo-planar, wala siyang problem driving it properly. Even handling yung driver timbres nila, walang problem doon. It never sounded tinny or anything like that, which is a good thing. And at the same time, on the other side of the spectrum, yung mga easy to drive ko rin paired well with the Devastator dahil dun sa sound character niya, which I will discuss later on. Wala rin siyang floor noise, surprisingly. Well, if I have to, parang yung super nitpick, sa sensitive na IEMs, wala, so, very minimal Actually, depende siguro sa pairing or depende siguro sa kanta if maririnig mo. Pero personally sa akin, hindi ko narinig. Malinis naman to a certain extent yung overall na binibigay na sound character nitong Venture Electronics Devastator. Walang problem dun. I even compared it sa, mamaya, malalaman natin sa Tantrum Space ko and the other high-powered stuff, yung Fosi Audio ko na desktop DAC amp na nasa baba. I compared it to those, and in terms dun sa linis or dun sa like walang floor noise, the Devastator delivers well doon. Wala kang magiging problem doon. Wala kang alalahaning may hiss ganto ganyan. Siguro kung kung super ininitpick mo, probably meron, or gagamitan mo ng graphs, gagamitan mo ng mga measurement tools or something. Probably meron, pero ayun nga, on a practical sense, which is my method of reviewing, wala naman ako napansin in my ear. Binabaran ko talaga iba-ibang tracks, iba-ibang platforms ng streaming sites, iba-ibang CDs. Actually, nilagay ko pa siya sa CD player ko. Parang pinair ko pa siya dito sa yung sa Fosi Audio ko na tube DAC. Wala talaga wala siyang like floor noise na unbearable or like naririnig talaga na sobrang halata. Not at all. Probably sa iba na may mas sensitive pang tenga sa akin, sa kanila siguro meron, but for me personally wala. So ayun nga, just to be sure, and if it really bothers you, you may want to check another reputable reviewers rin as well. Syempre, I'm a human too, 'di ba? Probably may mga chances na hindi ako like super duper accurate, but I'm on the common ground. I can confidently say that. Pero either way, ayun nga. Ngayon nabanggit ko na yun, yung build quality, yung compatibility, yung power and volume. Okay, yun sa power and volume, additional lang. Pag sa mga IEMs ko, nag-range sila ng around 20, sabihin natin 12 to 20. Ayan, yung 20 sobrang lakas na sa tenga ko. Yung pag earbuds naman is around 25. Yes, yung headphones is around 30 to 60, give or take. Pero yun, headphones yun, which is na-drive pa rin naman yan ng maayos. Sa power consumption naman, again, this is a very powerful USB DAC in its class, under $20. So, do expect na magde-drain siya ng more than usual compared sa like, let's say, naka-J-Kali ka na USB DAC or something like that. Magde-drain talaga siya ng mas significant. Of course, it gives the extra power rin as well. So, that is quite understandable in my opinion. Sa phone ko na 5,000 milliamps, it lasted around 5 to 7 hours. Depende sa pairing. Depende rin sa sa files na piniplay. Yeah, depende rin doon. But at the same time, do take note na yung device ko na ginamitan niya is around 3 or 5 years old now. So, anong tawag doon? Your mileage will vary doon. Sabihin natin, baka mas bago yung device mo, di mas matagal doon, 'di ba? Much better. Hey, napunta tayo sa sound quality nitong Devastator. Well, si Devastator is a the Venture Electronics keep their transparency to a certain extent. Medyo umulan na, so probably umulan na sa background. They kept their transparency to a certain extent. And what I loved about this is yung kahit na malakas sila magbigay ng power, it is consistent. Walang dips or anything in terms of power ha. Walang times na nakukulangan ako or anything. As is talaga siya. Consistent yung power delivery. Which also affects the sound quality in my opinion. Yung sound character na itong Venture Electronics Devastator is it is a neutral, relatively neutral sound signature na almost uncolored, which is a very nice touch. And it is quite a necessity for me when it comes on looking for a USB DAC. Very very neutral Neutral. If kung may mapapansin kang anything na different, well, meron siyang slight na warmth to it na nag-incorporate sa tunog ng overall character ng Devastator. Doon ko nahalata na parang medyo slightly makapal yung tunog niya. Oo, that's why ang ganda ng pairing niya sa flatted earbuds ng VE din mismo. Or sa flatted earbuds in general. Pero further ako kasi na nag-review pa, syempre, trinay ko rin siya sa yung mga bright sounding or thin sounding kong IEMs, and it really pairs well with that dahil nga dun sa added thickness ng Venture Electronics Devastator. Don't get me wrong, it isn't too much, it isn't something na parang night and day yung magiging difference niya, but there is something na obvious talaga sa akin, unlike when paired with my other USB docks here na transparent rin, like for example yung DD Hi-Fi na TC35M2 or yung Touch Team Space, mga ganyan. Halata mo na may added thickness to it, which is a nice touch actually. It is a nice touch kasi kahit na may added siya na, yung Devastator, kahit na may added siya na thickness sa overall sound ng pairing mo, wala siyang effect sa technical performance in a negative way. Wala, not at all. Walang kahit walang smudged na soundstage or separation, wala ring layering na nag-overlap or anything like that. Wala siyang effect. So, magtutunog talaga yung IEMs mo dito, in my humble opinion, in its optimal state. Assuming na yun nga, naka 3.5 and 4.4 ka, and ayun, like hindi naman siya yung super high-end headphones or IEMs or something like that. Most likely, it will sound good. It will sound very, very good dito sa Devastator. So, dun pa lang, obvious naman na sa statement ko na it is a well-recommended USB dock for me. Pero yun, i-discuss muna natin to. Itong, itong Odyssey Retro. So, you might be wondering or you might ask na, Orify, Hurley, di ba matagal ka na sa hobby? So, alam mo naman, di ba yung VE Odyssey na nilabas ng VE before? Well, yes, I also had one noon, pero ayun nga, mas mahilig ako sa DAP before. So, binenta ko siya in exchange for a Z1. Pero don't get me wrong, walang mali dun sa Odyssey. In its time. It is the most bang for your buck USB dock before. Kasi under 500 pesos lang ata siya, 700 pesos noon nung ni-release yun. And it has its glory days, okay? Noong time na yon. So, ayun, yung as to an homage dun sa Odyssey na yon. Here's the Odyssey Retro. Ito, mas bare bones naman siya. Mas mukha nga siyang prototype, in my opinion, ng Odyssey. Pero, ayun, there are differences, in my opinion. And, ayun nga, if I were to nitpick, of course, ayun, rubber siya. So, mas fragile siya and mas manipis yung cable. But, again, the only way para maka-avail ka kasi nitong Odyssey Retro is for you to buy the bundle ng mga earbuds nila, like for example yung Monk Plus nila. You can buy it bundled with the Odyssey Retro. It will cost you around $15 or around 500 pesos, 571 to be exact in Philippine peso. Okay, so okay, ayun. So dun pa lang na na siya, parang okay, this is quite an everyday carry na hindi masakit sa bulsa. At the same time alam niyang it will get the job done, but while at the same time delivering decent pairing sa IEMs mo. Okay, pero when compared heads up lang din, nakita ko yung leaks or yung announcement ni Wildly sa group nila na this will get a visual refresh and a hardware refresh. So, ayun, magiging most likely kamukha na siya ng Odo. Yeah, mas sabihin natin mas robust lang per se. Siguro, mas makapal yung cable. So, stay tuned for that. Yung, hanapin nyo na lang yung group ni Wildly doon. Nandun naman yung mga, updates niya whenever. Okay, so, ayun nga. So, dahil mura lang siya, there are some differences and probably compromises when compared dito sa Devastator. Like, for example, ayun, syempre, mas less powerful siya. Yung power niya, kasing lakas na lang siya ng Odo. And definitely, mas malakas pa siya sa Apple dongle. Pero yun, kasi lakas na lang siya ng Odo. Which isn't really a bad thing kasi yung Odo itself, kaya mag-drive ng most IEMs na natry ko, even my flathead earbuds. So, walang problem doon. Pero yun nga, kasi lakas na lang siya ng ng Odo. Tapos, wala siyang DSD support. Again, not really a bad thing sa price na yan. Wala siyang DSD support. Not really a bad thing sa price na yan. And ayun nga yung build quality. Again, wala ngang bad thing sa price na yan. Pero, ayun nga, at the same time, alagaan na lang na mabuti, diba? Since it is fragile. Pero ayun, they kinda retain the inline mic controls and the microphone support. So, ayun, nice touch pa rin siya as an everyday carry. Walang problem doon. Okay. Now, sa tunog ng sige, sa paano muna tayo sa battery consumption. Yung battery consumption ng Odyssey Retro is parang lang siya, Odo lang din. Mga 8 to 9 hours, 6 to 8 hours, mga ganun yung battery consumption niya. Which is understandable. Oo, kasi ayun naman talaga yung naging parang naging staple talaga ng Odo din. Matipid siya sa battery. No problem doon. Okay. Now, ano pa ba? So, na natin yung battery, na yung, compatibility, katulad lang din naman siya ng Odo na madali ma-drive, walang problem doon. Oo. I mean, across ng lahat ng devices ko, wala naman siyang naging compatibility issues. Yun, katulad lang din siya ng Odo, ng Devastator. So, yun, walang problem doon. And yung sound quality, medyo different siya sa sa pinakaunang Odyssey. Kasi yung pinakaunang Odyssey is neutral, leaning sa bright. Yan, leaning sa bright yun sa tanda ko. Kasi yung earbuds ko doon naging bright, even though bass yung earbud na yun. Ngayon, dito sa sa Odyssey Retro, they kinda changed it in a more palatable way for everyone. Naging na siya, warm sounding na dangle, pero hindi naman too warm, na may slight emphasis sa vocals. So may times yung vocals dito, mas angat talaga. Tas ayun, medyo sparkly yung vocals, which is a good thing personally para sa akin. Pero ayun nga, at the cost of the soundstage, compared dito sa Devastator. Don't get me wrong, hindi naman siya sobrang sikip. Hindi siya masikip at all. Pero from if magta-transition ako mula Devastator papuntang Odyssey Retro, or even Odo papuntang Odyssey Retro, halata talaga na mas maliit yung stage in terms of width when compared dun sa dalawang yun. So ayun lang naman yung parang pinaka main differences nila. Again, hindi siya like deal breaker to me. Kasi maganda pa rin yung pairing niya sa lahat ng devices ko. Maliban sa headphones, of course, kasi hindi na niya kaya i-drive yun ng maayos. But there's that. Okay, so saan siya maganda i-compare? Saan maganda i-compare itong Venture Electronics? Actually, itong itong Devastator. Kasi, itong si Odyssey, si Odyssey Retro, is hindi, siya parang, hindi ko na siya need i-compare in the sense na parang lang talaga siya. Very similar in terms of the overall usage, performance, experience ko sa Apple dongle before. But this time, this is made for Android devices. I mean, or any devices in general. Mas madali siyang i-pair with compared doon. So, magfo-focus tayo dito sa sa Devastator. Ko-compare natin siya sa mga high-powered USB docks na meron ako dito. Okay. So, ang first and foremost, as you can see, ito yung stash ko ng dock. Yan. Compare natin siya dito sa Tanch Gym Space. Well, yung sige, dun tayo sa, na agad, sa quality, sa sound quality na agad, sound character. Both of them exhibit the same neutral approach when it comes to sound quality or sound character nila. It's just that mas leaning sila sa different sides of the spectrum. Si Tanch Gym Space is a more leaner, more transparent, more neutral sounding. Ayun talaga, flat na medyo unforgiving sa sa flaws or sa bad pairings. Unlike nitong Devastator is mas forgiving pa siya and mas may thickness to it dahil nga dun sa warmth niya. Pero neutral pa rin yung approach. So ayun, basically, if we're talking in a practical sense, si Tanch Gym Space is si Devastator is already at 80% in terms of the overall performance, power, ganon. compared sa Tanch Gym Space. It's just that si Tanch Gym Space is mas marami kang binayarang level of refinement sa price niya na around 3,500 pesos. Like for example, meron siyang additional na 4.4 instead na si Devastator is ano lang, single-ended lang, or sorry, either 3.5 or 4.4 lang. Ito, you can have it both. Removable yung cable nito, nasa metal chassis to. Tapos yung mas blacker yung background nito, mas malinis yung tunog, and all of those sorts of stuff. Pero yun nga, on a practical sense, wala naman talaga sila ganong difference netong Devastator, lalo na sa sound quality. It is very hard to discern for a normal people or a normal ear na yung differences between the two, in my humble opinion, ha? No. Tsaka in a practical sense din, kasi hindi naman lahat ng tao is nasa hobby and willing gumastos ng 4,000 pesos or 3,500 pesos para sa isang USB dock or sound card ang tawag sa most people. So, ayun. If we're talking practical sense, in a practical sense, and gusto mo lang talaga ng something very portable, na reliable talaga, the Venture Electronics Devastator is my recommendation for you. Oo. Kasi, andun na basically lahat eh. Iingatan mo na lang to eh. Until, for God knows when, kung hanggang kailan siya gumana sa'yo. And, kasi, around 800 pesos lang to, or within 15 bucks. Unlike nito, this is around 4,000 pesos talaga. Oo. The only time na maisip ko na gusto mo nang bumili ng Tanch Gym Space over Devastator is, probably if naririnig mo talaga yung like difference na yung linis, ganyan, yung those nitty-gritty bits ng refinement, kung naririnig mo yan, sige, by all means, the Tanch Gym Space is for you. Otherwise, in a very practical sense, the Devastator is yung maire-recommend ko sa'yo. Okay. So, ang next natin is itong RZ550 ng Rose Techniques or Rose Celsa. Oh, actually, this is quite an underrated gem in my opinion. Kasi despite its ESS approach. Oh, actually, baliktad niya. Sila ito, neutral flat pa to eh. Oo, tapos CSS duct to eh. Tapos ito ESS. Proof lang yun na wala talaga sa duct chip, kumbaga yung characteristics ng sound. Kasi tuning pa rin talaga yan and all. Oo. Si RZ550 is naka-ESS duct. But at the same time, yung tunog niya is warm, smooth na warm to my ear, at saka sa lahat ng pinag-pair ko with it without any compromises sa technical performance, which is a good thing. It really is a good thing, depende sa pairing mo. This works well and pairs well with bright sounding IEMs in my opinion. But hey, that's just me. Okay, pag kinumpare ko siya dito sa sa Devastator, syempre ayun, magkaiba na naman sila and hindi na pareho neutral in my opinion. Ito mas na siya, smooth, warm-ish na may bass boost. So this is L-shaped in my opinion, yung RZ550. Pero itong Devastators, ayun pa rin, nasa neutral pa rin talaga, na mas transparent pa yung tunog when compared dito sa RZ550. Lamang lang tong RZ550 sa sabihin natin sa layering at saka sa separation. Maganda yung layering at separation nito, 3D like in my opinion, since naririnig ko yung talagang difference nila. But don't get me wrong, meron din naman 3D-ish effect itong Devastators, just that mas rinig dito sa RZ550. But then again, it is quite unfair when price-wise, price to performance ng pag-uusapan, kasi lamang si Devastator doon. Kasi imagine, you'll be getting the same amount of power, the same amount of experience, of refinement, of power delivery, na literal itong si Devastator is 800 pesos, while itong si RZ550 is around 5,000, 6,000 pesos. So, doon pa lang, price to performance, si RZ550 talaga yung medyo alanganin / medyo mahal when compared sa Devastator. And masulit si Devastator on that regard. The only time na feel ko matitripan mo yung RZ550 or mas kukunin mo siya over Devastator is if and only if, ayun nga, naririnig mo yung extra level of refinement and you want that extra premium. And probably fan ka ng Rose Techniques. Oo, yun yung nakikita kong rason kung bakit mo pipiliin yung RZ550 over itong, what do you call this? Itong Devastator. Okay. So, ang next naman natin i-compare, yung probably yun yung pinaka-powerful ko ngayon sa stash ko, is the Fosi Audio SK02. Kasi, ayun talaga, literal on paper, nasa 1,000 milliwatts yata for 32 ohms, which is quite a lot. Ayun. Pero, in a practical sense, both Devastator and Fosi Audio SK02, hindi ka makukulangan dyan ng power kahit anong isaksak mo. Whether, siguro ano lang, kung halimbawa kailangan mo ng para sa isang planar na headphones, then by all means, you get something na mas suitable doon. Pero ano kasi, may extra level ng amplification yung need in order for a planar headphones to be driven properly. Pero for the most part, like IEMs, flatted earbuds, headphones na over the head or over ear, both of these Devastator and the Fosi Audio SK02 will have no problem, not even a sweat. Walang magkakaproblema sa kanilang dalawa. And ayan, pareho silang neutral. Oo. Mas na-emphasis lang yung upper frequencies ng SK02 when compared dito sa Devastator. Again, yung differences nila, literal, on paper, mas malakas, or mas may power, mas may juice, si SK02. But at the same time, it comes with the cost. Ayun nga, yung size niya, literal na mas dadalhin ko to in any audio meet just to drive headphones, itong Devastator compared sa SK02. Kasi SK02, literal siya na pang desktop DAC amp. Okay? And at the same time, si Fosi Audio SK02 won't work fully on smartphones. Based sa review ko before and sa findings ko, even sa tablets, namimili pa siya. Unlike na itong Devastator, hindi siya namimili. Across on all of my devices, this sounded really well and paired well. So, ayun, dun pa lang, lamang na si Devastator, una sa lahat, sa bang for your buck, in a practical sense, kung flatheads, IEMs lang naman yung kailangan mo, or yung meron ka, or probably may headphones ka pa na, alam mo yun, easy to drive lang, open back na usual, and at the same time sa size, sa portability, sa pagiging everyday carry, alam mo yun, hindi ka makukulangan, no matter where you go, which is a good thing. Oo, kaya ayun, in terms of power, yes, they are about the same dun sa kaya nilang i-deliver, pero sa portability lamang yung Devastator, which is something na vina-value ng most people, lalo na sa portable audio, in my humble opinion. Okay, so anong verdict ko dito sa dalawang to? Well, itong sa dalawang to, in all honesty, I can definitely recommend na save up for a bit and buy the Devastator instead. Bakit? Kasi yung Devastator will pair with most of your IEMs or any future IEMs, flatted earbuds and such na mag-e-exist. Madali siyang i-pair. Okay? Madali siyang hanapan ng pairing kasi nga very safe siya. Very safe yet very capable, powerful and consistent in terms of power output and delivery. Unlike na itong what do you call this? Itong Odyssey Retro, don't get me wrong, hindi naman siya like not recommendable. Pero yun nga, if you're sticking on IEMs lang, IEMs or easy to drive na earbuds, sige, by all means, more capable enough na tong Odyssey Retro. I even suggest na hintayin mo yung hardware refresh or yung design refresh nito ni Wildly, nitong Odyssey Retro, and just stick with it if yun lang talaga yung ipapower mo. Pero for, alam mo yun, yung extra added assurance na you can power this specific kind of gear without being lacking in that regard, well, yung nag-excel dun yung Devastator. Probably this is the most powerful USB DAC na under $20 and at the same time ayan din yung DAC na very consistent, pinaka-consistent by far na na-audition ko under $20 in terms of power delivery. Again, lahat ng stash ko, lahat ng IEMs, flatted earbuds ko, headphones ko, walang kulang, walang tapon, walang feel ko underpowered or anything like that when paired with the Devastator. Lalo na anong tawag doon, wala siya ganong coloration sa tunog. Tas, the only time na nagkaroon siya ng coloration is nung pinair ko siya sa NF Audio NM20 ko. Yeah, yung NM20 ko. Kasi bright yun, tas ito pinair dito. Medyo natin yung brightness, di ba? It's a good thing. Doon pa lang, it is a chef's kiss in my opinion. It's a good touch. na ayun yung ano, yun yung parang redeeming quality ng Devastator for me to recommend it to everyone. Literal na, ayun, okay, starter ka, feel mo, magtatagal ka sa hobby na to, get a Devastator. Ayun na yung naano ko doon eh. Ayun na yung recommendation ko doon. Get a Devastator, enjoyin mo yan, mahalin mo yan, take care of it. Tapos by the time na feel mo, kailangan mo na mag-invest sa isang mas premium na dock, na USB dock or dongle, then by all means come back to me, then we can talk about it kung ano yung suit sa'yo. Ayun. And that ends my review for the Venture Electronics Devastator and the Odyssey Retro. Again, I'd like to thank Widely and Venture Electronics for sending this unit to me in an exchange for a very honest and transparent review. Again, rest assured na all of my reviews are honest and transparent to the core like I always do. And yun nga, ang next review natin, well, ang daming dumating actually. Ayun, first and foremost, this one, eto, the Kiwi Ears Ardor. Medyo malaki siya. Yeah, medyo malaki. And yun nga, may Venture Electronics products pa, yung mga earbuds, such as the Monk SL, the Monk Plus 7th generation, 7th edition rather. Ayan, marami talaga. May dumating pa na something na need ko pa i-review down the line. So, medyo, it will be a very, very busy months for me. And thank you for sticking by. So, see you. Kasi meron pa pala ito. You can see. Yan. Tanch Gym Bunny. This is my personal unit since Tanch Gym isn't really responding to me. To showcase their products, which is okay. I understand. Pero yun nga. Yan. So, it will be a very busy to me. Okay? Thank you for sticking by and see you on the next one.